We are back again with Mustchero and its 351 V8/C4 power plant. Last time we were here, we successfully tested the engine and had some weird issues with the C4 transmission where the yoke wanted to run forward in all gears. Now, even after disassembling and going through the transmission and putting everything back together, the transmission still wanted to keep running forward in all gears. Now, according to forums, it says that C4s will typically do that due to internal resistance in the clutches and all. So I'm going to have to test that theory out and just install this whole power plant and hook everything up and hopefully prove that to be correct, because I really don't feel like having to slide up under this thing in order to remove a transmission in order to dig into it yet again. Sort of like how we had to do on Truck Stang 1. So with that all said and done, the only thing I can do is get everything set up so we can drop this power plant into the car, starting with the hood. There it is. We got our power plant in place, locked down on the motor mounts, tractor out of the way, and we no longer have to sweat because, well, these things are always nerve-wracking to do. Swinging 1,000 pounds of weight at the end of a chain is never really a fun experience. But with the power plant in place, I could go ahead and throw the hood back on and then slide up underneath the car so I could go ahead and get the transmission cross member in place and maybe even look at the drive shaft while I'm at it, see if I could get that bolted up as well. But the main thing I want to do is get our exhaust system in. We still have the stock exhaust system that was on this car in the first place, manifolds and pipes. I'd had to cut the thing in half on both ends in order to easily remove the thing. So it'll just be a simple matter of putting the front half, which you've seen on the engine when we were testing it, and then going ahead and putting the U-pipes or axle pipes on, and then coupling all that stuff together and putting hangers on everything so it's all solid. And then we could wrap that portion of the installation up. All right, we have our exhaust system in place front to back. As we can see, the two halves are coupled together using adapters welded on the back half and clamped around the front half using the clamps as seen. The back half is hanging in place using typical rubber hangers you'd get at AutoZone, using clamps to hold them right behind the mufflers, so those are in place like they need to be. We also have our transmission cross member and mount bolted up so our power plant is fully suspended as it needs to be. So with that all said and done, our next move is going to be the electrical portion, which is really just going to consist of verifying the cables going to the solenoid, bolting up the cable for the starter to the solenoid, and then finding and hooking up the wires for the oil and pressure sensors, as well as the ignition wire, which will have to go right to the HEI distributor. I will have to check that later on to see if the ballast resistor is going to be a problem, and if so, I'm going to have to reroute another ignition enabled wire to go to the constant on side of the ignition cable going to the distributor, so that won't present a problem later on. And the last thing I'll be doing is going under here and getting our shifter cable, or not shifter cable, shifter linkage hooked up to get that out of the way. As for our radiator, we'll be using this aftermarket aluminum 3-core radiator with ports matching up to the ports on a stock radiator for these cars. So everything should line up and fit properly, or at least close to properly. But we'll be getting this thing mounted in here, get our rad hoses in place, and then we'll fabricate some transmission oil lines to get that part of the system hooked up, and we should be just about ready to rock and roll. All right, we have our radiator in place along with our transmission oil lines and rad hoses. Also put a 16-inch electric fan in place, which I have switched by that relay right there. Also have a battery in place to get us going. Fuel lines hooked up, and I also had to off camera play around with the electrical system a little bit to figure out some discrepancies with the ignition switch, so I could make sure I had power going to the distributor and the solenoid and all when it's switched on or in the start position. But all that's squared away, so we should be ready to rock and roll. Let's see what happens. One of the biggest concerns I had for this car was whether our transmission was actually going to function like we needed to. But everything's hooked up, drive shaft, all that good stuff. Unfortunately, because I have no throttle cable, I had to improvise and use a piece of string hooked up to the transmission. How bootleg is that? But anyway, go ahead, put this thing into reverse. It went into reverse. And we went into reverse rather abruptly. Now I'm in first, and we're going forward. So I would have to say our transmission is functional. So with that, I need to go ahead and put a little more air in one of the tires before I can actually try to test this pile and make sure everything else is straight. But I'm not really gonna know if we're gonna have any issues with our engine, because, well, all we have are idiot lights on this dash, and I'm not even sure if any of that crap works. But I'm just gonna have to go by feel, so to speak, and just try to keep a good smell and sight and sound open to determine whether this engine's gonna destroy itself or not. So stand by. If you think I was going to actually try to test drive this pile with a piece of rope for a throttle cable, you'd be mistaken. I ain't that bootleg now. I ended up sourcing a universal throttle cable from Amazon that I had to make a few minor modifications to make it fit, but I didn't actually have to do any kind of butchering on the car itself. The original hole for the throttle cable is big enough to allow me to secure our universal setup in place with a lock nut, and the bracket that holds the stock throttle cable was sufficient enough to actually clamp down on the tube of our universal setup. And then the little bracket piece right here was able to be accommodated on our not original carburetor. And the other end, then the pedal side, that was actually pretty simplified enough that I was able to hook it right into the pedal, so that was all good. So with that, we could go ahead and take this thing for a ride as best as we can, given the fact that that carburetor is, well, crappy to say the least. But let's see what happens. debut test drive went about according to plan, given the fact that, yeah, we're working with a car that was pretty much pieced together with a bunch of leftover crap laying around the yard and shop. But our biggest problem is, well, the worn out carburetor sitting on top of the worn out 351. But at least I could actually say that the engine did not run hot at all, because even after clicking the radiator cap one click, it did not boil over or anything. So the engine was running really cool the whole time, even with the poor tuning. And our C4 transmission actually did its job perfectly as well. I was able to shift that up and down like it needed to with no hiccups whatsoever. So our transmission is A1. The only other problem that I have with this car is the four-wheel drum brakes. The stopping ability of four-wheel manual drum brakes is piss poor at best. So if I hang on to this thing, one of the main things that I would end up doing on top of replacing the carburetor and possibly going through the engine is upgrading the front disc brakes on this thing, because, well, got to be able to actually stop this thing well. But whatever. There's a lot of things that I would probably have to do to this thing to make this thing more aesthetically pleasing, as well as safe and fully roadworthy. So I'm going to leave it off here, because at least I was able to take this thing for a ride and make it back in one piece. So I'm going to leave it off here and start cleaning up everything. It's starting to get a little bit late. So as usual, hit the like button. Likes are free. Hit the subscribe button if you hadn't already done that. Hit the notifications so you can be kept up to date with any future videos on Mustchero or any other project for that matter. Check out TikTok, website, Facebook, all that good stuff. And stay tuned for future videos on Mustchero if I hang on to this car. And I will catch you later. I am out, because not only is it late, it's a little cool out here.